The girls are loving their new feeder. Let's go back to the shop and I'll show you how I built this for them. I've already got one of the sides built here. We got the front of the feeder, the back, the base, and a rafter. And we also have the hog panel attachment 2x right here. I'll go ahead and cut those pieces out, give you the measurements so you can make a feeder exactly the same way. This right here is a great size for pygmy goats or Nigerian dwarfs, a goat that size. And it's nice and low to the ground. It'll keep the weather out, especially if you back it up to the weather. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, let's see what we got to cut here for the sides. I already got one side done, but you do need two of each of these items. So we need a 35 3/4 inch 2x4 cut at 90 degrees both ends. So just a straight cut 35 3/4 2x4. Then I need a 32.5 for the front, but it needs a 6-degree angle on the top. So we're going to cut this angle right here 6 degrees. So a 35 3/4 and a 32.5. That'll be the bottom. Now we need a 32.5. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a 6-degree angle. There we go. And we're going to measure 32.5 from the long side here. Oops, 32.5 is that one. Set that back to 0. That's that one there. Now we need a 28-inch for the back with a 6-degree angle also on it. That's that side. Now we need a 36 3/4 with 6 degrees on both ends. That's the rafter. Now you notice that both of those angles are cut the same way. So this one and this one, they're parallel to each other. All right. And I hope I cut that right. Let's see what we got. 36 3/4. 36 3/4. Perfect. Okay, and this is the rafter piece here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this together with some 3 or 3.5 inch decking screws. Okay, here's the one that we have completed already. This is flush on the back end. All right, so we're gonna make this rafter on this side flush on the back end, just like that. And on the front end, we're gonna overhang 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to mark this 3/4 of an inch back from the front. So we got the 4 sides on, the bottom, left, right, and the top. Now we got to go ahead and put that angled piece in that holds our hog panel that's going to hold the hay in. And what we're going to do here, instead of giving you angles, what we're going to do is we're going to measure 6 inches from the bottom and 24 inches on the top. So we're going to measure from 24 inches from here to there, 6 inches from here to there. And then we're going to lay a 2x on there and mark the angles. Okay, we got 6 inches here. You see on the side I have done already, 6 inches and 24 inches. 6. Right there. Grab this 2x4 piece and we're going to lay that in there. I don't like to waste a lot of lumber, so we're going to put that right down here on the edge, just like that. I'll just go under here, we'll mark that, mark that one, and we got enough mark there and there. I just go ahead and cut that on the miter saw. Okay, and there we go. 2 identical sides, one left, one right. Now you can make these any width as you want. I'm going to make mine 53 outside dimension, 53 inches. So something like that. Like that right there. I'm only doing that because I have a decking. I took a deck apart and I have a part of it that I saved, which is 56 inches. So this is gonna sit right on that deck, and the deck's gonna extend out to about here, so they can come in and feed and stay off the ground and not make a muddy mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go 53 inches. We're gonna put a 2x across here, 1 across the bottom. We're gonna put a 1x across the front, and the bottom is gonna be attached to my decking. Okay. So the next thing we gotta build is our cover. We have our metal here, and I'm just gonna build a framework out of 2x3s, and that's gonna be our hinged cover, which we'll be able to open up from the front. We'll open up from the front and put our hay in. Since I'm using 2 pieces of roofing panel here, I have to put some support in my framework, and my seam is here. I'm making my outside dimensions 55.5 inches. So I'm gonna put in a center of support 12 inches from, let's say this is the right side. And let's see where this bottom one is. The bottom one's right here. So I'm gonna go, I'll center another one 12 inches from that side. So I'll put 12 inches from the left on center, and I'll do a 12 inches from the right on center. Then I'll probably put another support right here in the center, just in case these girls climb on this. I want to make sure it doesn't poke, bend it. So I'm gonna go 12 inches, 12 inches, then I'll center one in the halfway of 55.5. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and start cutting the pieces for the roof here. We need 2 55.5 inch 2x3s, one for the top, one for the bottom here. And we need 5 32s for the uprights. Okay. So we're gonna put a left and a right, and we said we're gonna put one in the middle, one in the 12 inches, one 12 inches. So this picture's a little bit off. So we need 5 of these cross pieces. And we also need 4 braces for the corners. And I'll make those 11 inches long with 45-degree angles. And they'll fit right in like that. Okay, so I need to cut 2 55.5s, 5 32s, and 4 corner braces 11 inches long at their longest points. Okay, we got all our pieces cut for the roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw that together. I'm just using some 10 by 3.5 inch decking screws to put this together. You could use pocket screws, but this is going to have enough support with the metal roofing that goes on here, so you don't really have to go overboard with your connectors. Yeah, we're going to check for square. I got 68 and a shade less than a quarter. And 68 and an eighth. So it's short on this end. So I'm gonna pick this up like this and see if I can't square this up a little bit. And that's good right there. She's all together. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the metal on. We got the two sides done. We got the roof done, which is out there on my wagon, ready to go. And now we just need to go ahead and cut our connector pieces. I need a 1x4 53 inches long and two 2x4s 53 inches long for the back supports. Let's go ahead and get those cut. Okay, I got one of the sides laid up on my sawhorses here. Now I'm just going to take some scrap 1x4 pressure treated that I had, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on the sides of our hay feeder and gap them probably 1.5 inches. There, I kind of like that decreasing gap here. I guess I could have figured that out, but yeah, it's gonna look good. That can be one of our sides. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side done. Then we're gonna go out there and build it in place. got my little helper here. This is Beatrice. Okay, they got all the parts all stained, ready to put it together now here on our little deck. Okay, got my two sides up on the platform. I'm just going to take my back piece here, place it in, make sure we're separated correctly. See if I'm centered here. I look good here on the space here. I'm a board in about an inch, and a board in about an inch here. I'll just kick it over a little bit. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and put one screw in here, one screw in there. Then I'll go ahead and measure the front, make sure we're the same distance from outside to outside. Let's see what we got. 54 7/16. That looks really good right there. So I'm going to go ahead now and take my front piece and we'll put that one in here like this. Now I'll just go ahead and find the joist here. There's one there, one there. It's amazing, can't even see the screws. There they are right there. Let's go ahead and attach this. Go ahead and put a couple screws in here. All right, so we got the bottom attached here. We got the front attached up there. I'm just gonna go ahead and check this for square out of curiosity. See how close we are. I can square it up just by releasing these screws here. So this diagonal we have 65 and just a little bit over 3/4. And this diagonal we have 65 and 3/4. So I'm not going to worry about that. Looks pretty darn close. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the hog panel now, where I'll put that in next. Hopefully I can bend that and put that in. Yeah, these hog panels aren't easy to bend, not when they're short like this. So I just went ahead and loosened up some screws here on the bottom. Took my top brace off, I only had one screw in it. I'm just gonna turn this. And we'll just put it back together. Heck of a lot easier than struggling trying to bend that. I wanted to put that in before I put my sides on, but I forgot about it. And I said, I should be able to bend it. Well, guess what? They don't bend that easy when they're short. All right, well, I got that opened up. I'll just grab these two parts here. You could use regular boards for this. I just had some of this PVC lumber left over from another project. And I'll just attach those there. There. Now I can just reattach this top piece. So when you're putting yours together, put the hog panel in before you attach anything. Does make it a lot easier. Now just for kicks, I'll check square again. Let's see what we're at. There's your 65 3/4. 65 3/4. It's actually more square than it was before I took it apart. All right, next step. I'm gonna put the backs on. I just had some 3/8 inch plywood that I took apart from another project. Stained one side of it, that'll be the outside. Cut one here, a little bit less wide than the other ones. These are 12s, that's a 10. So I'll take those. You can cover the back with whatever you want. You can use regular boards, plywood, metal. A lot of these projects depend on what I have laying around. So this project here, I had a bunch of these. I had a bunch of these 1x4s. There were 3 foot leftovers from a little section of picket fence I had to build to keep one of the goats in. I had this left over. So the thing I bought here was a few 2x4s for the framework. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the back on. And what I've done here on the back, the edges are stained, okay? And the bottom is stained. The top, I didn't think it mattered because it's going to be hidden under the roof anyhow. But I'm going to go ahead and put those on, and I'll come back to you when those are in place. Then we'll get putting the roof on. Okay, got the back on. Now, the roof is going to be attached with some spring hinges. And I'm not just going to, I don't want to attach into this end grain here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a couple blocks. And we're going to attach these blocks onto here like this. And that way it gives me a place to attach my roof rather than into end grain. So I'm going to go ahead and put the roof on. Then I'm going to put the blocks where I need to. Then I'll go get the hinges. And I'm going to put the roof on this way here. A little bit finished, more finished look in the front end. Let's go out to the back here, see how far I got to pull this back. And it's starting to sprinkle. Okay, she's overlapped here about 1/2 inch. Over here about 1/2 inch. Let's check the front. Oh, that's perfect. That's great. I like it. So, where am I going to put these things? Well, I got to pull it back a little farther because I have this thickness here. So I'm going to pull this back another 3/8 of an inch. Let's see what she looks like on the front. Oh, she's still good. Still good there. And just a touch more. There we go. That looks good right there. That's a little bit much. Perfect. All right, now I may put one in the center later depending on how wobbly this feels, but I'm gonna run in and get those hinges and we'll attach those and see how this looks. Again, these are the hinges that I have. I got a few sets of those that I bought at a hardware clearance one time. So I said, oh, they'll come in handy someday. So let's see if they work for this. So I'm going to attach one there, and who knows, maybe I'll have to put 2 more in the middle. I could see butt hinges working here, regular door hinges working here also. But I wanted to give these a try since they do have a little bit of spring on them. Both hinges are on. Hey, there she is. I think it came out pretty nice. All right, let's give this roof a try here, see how this is gonna work. Oh, look at that. I think I'll use the handle. Put the hay right in there. Let's go get some hay and try this. See if I can't get them back here. Oh, they'll definitely come in when I open the back door where the food is. Right, Beatrice? Beatrice knows where everything is. Like I said, it's perfect size for the small goats. Beatrice here is a full-blood Nigerian dwarf. Rosie's a pygmy. And Reese is a pygmy Nigerian dwarf cross. Thanks for coming along. Hope you guys enjoyed the video making the hay feeder for the smaller goat. I enjoyed making it. I think it's going to be useful for a lot of years. We'll see you on the next video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you could you share with your friends and family and subscribe and like the video? I'd appreciate it a lot. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.